Welcome back to the Rest is F1 podcast. Today we are talking about the Miami Grand Prix 2025. I'm your host Shaq, and with me as usual, I've got ABD and Ham. How are we guys? We excited for this race?
Yep. 2 weeks break. Now we're ready to go. Looking forward to Miami.
Hey Shaq, thanks for the welcome. And hey guys, welcome to Miami Grand Prix predictions.
Yeah, let's get stuck into it. The normal drill. Let's start with good drive. What have you guys got for good drive this weekend?
I've gone for Hamilton this weekend ever since his statement after the Saudi Grand Prix. He said he is going to be investing to his whole time into building the car. So Hamilton is going to be a surprise for us. So I think he is going to have a good drive.
Yep. And I have gone for Alex Albon to have a good drive. In Miami. Hopefully he can beat Sainz this time. And it would be nice to get a Williams in the top six. If he finishes in the top six, that'd be a good result for Williams. That's my prediction.
Maybe that should be a crazy prediction. Albon top six.
There you go for that.
Yeah, I've got Max Verstappen. Um,
Ooh.
I guess kind of easy pick, but this guy is this guy's the best in F1. Um,
We will
I
see.
I feel
Yeah.
yeah,
One thing that might impact Red Bull is Miami has few slow corners, and they were struggling in some slow corners in the previous races. So it'll be interesting to see if they have fixed that issue. If they have, Max would be, up there fighting for the top three. Yeah.
yeah. I expected a bit less from him in Saudi. I didn't think he was going to get second place, but yeah, he did pretty well. So I think go with him. I think he can get something good in Miami. Let's go on to the bad drive. Who do you guys have for bad drive?
Okay, it's a bit conflicting with my outfit. I'm wearing all red, but I've gone for Hamilton for bad drive. Again, similar to Red Bull, Ferraris were also struggling in the slow corners. I think that's going to be an issue for them this weekend. I think their upgrade is coming in the next race after Miami, which is Spain. But Miami could be a struggle for Ferrari overall. So I've gone for Hamilton for bad drive.
Well, I see you've given Albon for a good drive, ABD. So I'm gonna give bad drive to his partner, Sainz. He's had a good race in Saudi, but then I'm gonna predict that he's not gonna have uh, such an amazing race that he's had in Saudi for Miami. My gut tells me that he is gonna fumble a bit, especially with the qualifying. Then the race kind of gets to him, and he is gonna have a very bad weekend. So bad drive for Science.
Go Albon.
Um, I've gone for Jack Doohan. Uh, I think before the season we were talking about how Colapinto might be coming in, and I think these are going to be his last few races in F1. I think
Come on.
he's done absolutely nothing to prove himself. Yeah, he's not even really shown enough pace to be honest. I think Gasly's just really wiped the floor with him in every single race. So I think Doohan again, you can expect probably another difficult weekend for him.
well,
Let's
Shaq, I just want to say, if they're gonna change Duan so soon, well, in the previous season we had a person called Logan Sargent. I think he's had almost a whole season under his name. So I think Duan should be given a bit more chances to prove himself, like they've given Duan. So let's see.
Yeah, but Colapinto has a history of stealing people's seats, so maybe he'll do it again.
I like that one. I like that one.
Yeah, let's go to the good team. What have you guys got for good team this weekend?
My outfit says what I'm gonna be supporting as a good team. It is Mercedes. So uh, the starting of the season, I expected they were gonna be one of the teams that needs to catch up with the top three uh, among the top four good teams. But then Mercedes have shown us that they are good. So this weekend, I'm predicting that Mercedes is gonna do well.
Okay, I'm going to cling on to what Ham said there. I've also gone for Mercedes. Yeah, I think there will be one team this weekend that will raise their bar compared to the previous races, and I hope it's Mercedes because I put Mercedes for a good team. So go Kimi for the win. No, I'm joking. I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it's actually kind of funny. Mercedes and Ferrari have swapped from last season's start. If you remember last season, Ferrari was the team that was on the podium and they'd won. Or didn't win, but they were starting pretty good, and Mercedes was pretty bad, and now it's the other way around.
Hmm.
All the
Well,
bad luck
but
following
after the
Lewis.
break, but Shaq, sorry to stop you, but after the break, we could see a bit of a decline in Ferrari's performance, and Mercedes, ever since the second half, they have been performing. So you never know. It's Formula
Yeah,
One. The cars are developed every race. They are improved. Some may improve, some may not, but then you never know. So until now, it's the opposite that's been happening between Mercedes and Ferrari from the previous season, like you said. So let's see.
yep. I've gone for my good team as McLaren. Um, Easy. I really didn't know who to pick this weekend. No one's got a perfect record at Miami, but
Jack needs some points.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's exactly the reasoning behind that. I needed one safe one, so I've got McLaren, good team. Yeah, I just continuing the form. Nothing really stopping them right now. Is a just well, like what is it? Five out of five races down. He's won four. Could have won all of them. So that's a pretty clear sign to me. I think yeah, McLaren. That should be pretty safe. Let's go to bad team. What have we got for
Okay,
bad team?
I have gone for Aston Martin for bad team, continuing their bad form so far. Until Eddie Newey decides this team needs some help this season. I don't think that's going to happen. As we have heard, he is fully focused on 2026. So yeah, I've gone for Aston Martin for bad team. I think both the drivers are going to finish outside of the points.
Well, I'm gonna be backing Shaq with his bad drive. I've got Alpine as my bad team. I think Duan is gonna give me some solid points here this weekend with the performance. But then I think both Gasly and Duan are gonna be having a bit of a bad weekend. So Alpine for the bad drive.
How dare you root against Pierre Gasly, the best driver ever? How dare you? I'm never gonna forget this.
You never know. You
I'm
never know.
kidding.
Not everybody's gonna have a really good race, you know.
Gasly always has a great race, even if he gets crashed out on lap one like last time.
I'm expecting the same thing this weekend as well.
And I hope Gasly finishes in point.
Yeah, it is. I hope Gasly wins the race.
Yeah.
That's my
See,
that's my
With Piastri, Norris, Verstappen, Russell, and you want you're gonna predict that Gasly is gonna win the race. I like
sorry,
it.
yeah, that guys. Spoiler alert.
sorry,
Gasly's
guys,
my
guys,
pick.
sorry to interrupt, but there are chances of rain this weekend. So don't call that out. So it might happen.
This backs
You
my
never
good
know.
drive again. Best
You
driver
mean
in the
like
world.
last year in Brazil?
Yeah, Brazil happening
Uh,
again. Um, so I've gone for my bad team is Haas. Um, Home Grand Prix, so that's a curse sometimes. So I think something like that. could happen. They weren't great in Saudi. They had a couple of good races in between, but then they really sort of gone back to almost square one where they were when they were racing in Melbourne. So I think Haas, yeah, has had some trouble. Alcon's actually been a lot worse than Behrman, if you
Mm,
notice that.
yeah.
Last couple of races, Behrman's been quite convincingly
Yeah.
stronger than him. So,
Lots of ups and
uh,
downs for this team. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think that could come into play as well. I think Alcon's a bit out of form. Um, let's go to our crazy predictions.
Well,
What do you
uh,
guys?
so I think this is going to be the craziest of the lot.
Yeah,
Uh, Yuki Tsunoda beats Max Verstappen.
Question. Does that
Uh,
count if Max crashes out like DNF and Yuki finishes in
and
points?
that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
no, it doesn't.
Yuki
He has
beating
to. Max
Max.
has to finish. Max has to finish.
Yeah, so nah. See, if they
Yeah,
qualify,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Max has to finish. Max has to finish. You gets to be. He has to finish in front of Max, and they both have to finish. That's how it works.
that is gonna be the craziest one. I was gonna expect like
Yeah,
a
and
Max
if you get
crashing
it,
out.
imagine what happens if you get it.
You get one
Okay,
point.
Max. So Max finishing with Yuki beating him.
Yeah,
I think okay. I think that's gonna be the craziest prediction of the lot.
maybe the year as well. Craziest of the year.
Yuki, come on, buddy. I'm rooting for you. I,
ABD, what
I I
have you
don't
got?
want any other points. I just want Yuki beating Max. I
All
just
right,
need
check.
that.
Yeah,
Let's make a deal. If Yuki beats Max, Ham get 2 points.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
That's fair.
that's
That's
it.
fair.
Okay. Now we're talking. Come on, Yuki.
Yeah,
Yuki.
that's fair. That's fair.
All right,
That's a
ABD, what
big
have you
one.
got?
yeah, I've gone for at least one red flag and one safety car. Again,
You
going
copied
for
mine. You
yeah,
copied my previous prediction
I
there.
copied your previous prediction from Saudi, but also, I think I already mentioned this, but there's chances of rain on Sunday in Miami, so this could happen. So not that crazy as Ham, but it's still crazy, I think.
Imagine all this talk about the rain, it never comes. My crazy prediction is that Lewis Hamilton will beat Charles Leclerc. I did predict this a few races ago, and it was so close, but that just he had won the sprint and everything, so I really thought he was going to do it. But this time, I think he can do it. I'm kind of going with Ham here. I think Lewis is going to have a better race this time. He needs to have one as well, and yeah, I think he can definitely beat Charles on the odd day here and there. So I'm going to go for Lewis. Will beat Charles. Let's go to pole position. Who you guys got?
Okay, I have got Lando Norris for pole position. He's going to fix his qualifying issues this weekend, get that sorted, and get back into the championship fight. That's my prediction.
That's a good one. But then Piastri, Oscar Piastri. Pulled for Oscar Piastri again. Let's go, Oscar.
Guess what? Oscar Piastri. That's my prediction. Pole position. I think Oscar, he's got it in him. A
You
lot
guys,
better at quality now.
you guys are really going against me this weekend. You got Hamilton for good drive. I've got Hamilton for bad. Now you got Piastri for pole. I've got
Now
Norris.
I'm with you on Mercedes. Good team. Don't worry.
Yep, we are equal on that.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. So I got Paul Piastri. But let's go to sprint winner. Who have you got for sprint winner?
Norris. This time, I think sprint is gonna be taken by Norris. With his past performance, Piastri is the one who's been showing he is capable of winning races. But then, sprint winner is Norris. I have a gut feeling.
Okay, I have gone for not so popular option, probably a bit crazy. It's Charles Leclerc for the sprint win. Maybe a shorter race that could do better. How they did in China with Lewis. They could. hopefully they show the same pace in sprint at least, and Leclerc wins.
I've gone for Lance Stroll.
What?
I'm kidding. Of course not. I've got Oscar Piastri. He's gonna win the sprint. Um, yeah, I'm backing him. Aussie, everything. Call me biased, don't care. But Oscar, he's got it. He's got it. I think he's better than Lando. And he has definitely shown that this year. So I think Oscar can definitely beat everyone again, and I think he can definitely win the sprint. Let's go to last but not least, top three. Who do you guys have for third place?
Okay, I've gone for George Russell for third place.
ABD, I'm backing you there. Russell for third place.
I've gone for Lando Norris. Um, so this probably already reveals who I think is going to win, but I don't think Norris is going to be qualifying well again. I think it's going to be same pattern. So he's going to come back from, further behind, and I think he's going to be catching up. And yeah, I think he's going to try and, just try and get on the podium at least this time. He didn't get that last time.
Well, Shaq, what you just said is true. Norris is actually good at catching up. In the previous race in Saudi, if he had not been stopped by Hamilton for 2 laps, I think he would have been there. So he's actually doing a good job. He's just having a drought in the qualifying. So if he if he does have a really good qualifying, then like I said, I think some of our predictions might come wrong for us. Please, between the three of us, one of our prediction is going to be wrong if Norris qualifies w- in a beautifully in the qualifying this weekend.
Yeah.
Write him off, guys. Don't write him off.
Exactly what ABD said.
All right. Let's look at second place. Who have you got?
Okay, I've gone for drum roll, no, Oscar Piastri. Oscar
Hater.
Piastri for P2.
Yeah, I've gone for his teammate Norris for P2. I think
Yeah.
he's gonna have a decent qualifying, and he is gonna end up in second place.
I've gone second place. Max Verstappen, best driver in F1. Like I said, I think he's got it. Everything he needs. I think even the car is still decent enough to get a podium, like you showed last weekend. And ABG said, like you said, there's some rain potentially on the way, so I think that'll help him a bit. Just like it did in Melbourne. So I think Verstappen second place.
Ham, you should have
That
gone for Yuki second place.
and that's gonna be the craziest prediction that ever I've done in my life. So I think I've already made it crazy. I don't want it even more crazier.
Yeah. All right. First place. Who have you got?
All right, I've gone for Lando Norris for P1. Finish first in Miami, which will reduce the points gap between Piastri. I don't think he's going to overtake Piastri if they finish one and two, but I feel like this is going to switch until Abu Dhabi. There'll be a showdown in Abu Dhabi, last race, where they go out at each other, and be the drivers championship, drivers win the drivers championship. So yeah, I've gone for Norris for P1 in Miami.
Well, not bad, but then when you have PS3, I don't think so. You need another winner for the Grand Prix. You can the sprint winners, yeah, sure, we can have others, but then when you have PS3, it's PS3 who's gonna win. So come on, Oscar, you can do it.
Yep. Fully supporting that. Oscar Piastri will win the Miami Grand Prix. That's my prediction. Um, all the momentum's with Oscar, and Lando's really struggling. And he's been talking about actually his problems, like saying he's puts too much pressure and stuff on himself. He's like, I want to be perfect, but I know I can't be perfect. But you know, I feel like he's maybe a little bit too public with that. I think he should just be focusing on it, put his head down, and get the job done instead of looking at all this other stuff. So Oscar, cool, calm, collected. I think he would once again, and he's going to dominate in 2025.
Let's go, Oscar Piastri. Come on.
Just for
Yeah.
this, go Lando.
uh, Anything else you guys want to add?
I just want to say the Miami Grand Prix is gonna be a bit unpredictable since ABD just told us that there is gonna be rain. So looking forward to all the safety cars, red flags, crashes, DNFs. Looking forward to this race, but then you never know. So until then, Shaq, you wanna sit off?
Yeah. So yeah, that wraps up everything for Miami. We're looking forward to another good race, hopefully. Um, and yeah, we just want everything to be as close as possible. But for now, that's our predictions for Miami. And until then, we'll see you guys next time for the next video. Bye bye.
Bye bye, guys, and please don't forget to subscribe and like. See ya.